What is going on, everyone? My name is Jax, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have an exciting video. We're breaking down the new champions, Marvel Comics champions, that's coming out in February. The crossover event between Quantumania, mcoc, and even Ant-Man, actually, because we're getting an MCU character and a comic character. And both of these characters I actually predicted. I'm pretty excited because if you remember the narrative roadmap video on February basically said it's about, family and heroic responsibility, and it showed only future Ant-Man. It showed the Quantumania logo, and then it showed future Ant-Man. That was it. And for me, that really spoke to what fits on the map. And there's only one quantum spot, so I figured we would get one Ant-Man character, that being Cassie Lang, and then we would obviously get someone else either from the movie or from the comics, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm pretty excited because a lot of people thought we were probably getting into mcoc, Kang, Bill Murray, he's playing Krylar, but yeah, it's a crossover between the comics and the MCU and the game. So yeah, kind of interesting. But we're gonna break down these two characters, talk about them, and it should be pretty exciting. We're gonna start off with Cassie Lang. She's obviously, I thought she was going to be called Stinger in the MCU. That's why on my graphic I called her Stinger. There's a lot of confusion there, and the confusion doesn't come from me. It comes from the MCU. Because obviously in the comics she's called Stinger. She actually is first stature, and then she dies, and then she gets brought back, and then she takes on the mantle of Stinger. And her Stinger suit is purple. And with the MCU, her MCU suit is purple. So I thought, big brain move, right? If she's wearing the purple suit, she's probably going to have the same name when she's wearing that purple suit in the comics. Apparently not. The MCU is just calling her Cassie Lang, so that's probably what's going to happen for her in-game as well. And yeah, so she, as stature, she more or less is worried about getting big. Obviously, the stature name, kind of like Giant Man, and Stinger, kind of like a small little insect, is going to be more about smalling. So I wonder if in game she's going to be growing big and small, because Ant-Man already does that, right? He already smalls. He used to accidentally grow big. You can find screenshots like 2015 where he was like the tallest champion in the game. It was a funny bug. But yeah, so it's exciting. So obviously I think she's probably going to be in the science class. She's definitely going to use PEM particles. Her whole thing in the comics is that she takes PEM particles, and obviously she gets that from her dad, Scott Lang, who's already in the game as Ant-Man. So she continues using those PEM particles, and that's what her powers is. Ant-Man in the game is science. I think originally he was supposed to be tech. I'm sure I can find a screenshot from the forums back in the day. But so I don't think she'll be tech, but I do think our next main man is going to be. And obviously, yeah, the purple suit has shown up in a lot of things. They're showing her all over the trailers, all over the posters, promotional materials. And you gotta say, the purple suit does go, like, imagine if she did with a stature outfit. It would look cool. I'm not gonna say it doesn't. But I like that it's red Ant-Man, yellow Wasp, and now purple Cassie. Though I think Stinger is fine. Why are they not calling her that? I don't know. But also, she's actually appeared in the contest before, kind of. So during the Ant-Man and the Wasp, event in-game, Cassie appeared in that motion comic, so it was actually kind of cool that she's actually someone that we have a little history with the game. Something I always like to play into my predictions, and another reason why, if it wasn't for so much promotional material with her, this would have been my go-to thing for her being in the game, which it worked out. So now the next one is going to be the new future Ant-Man. Now this was something that, people were like, why would it be future Ant-Man? And I said, well, they showed him, it's not just a red herring, right? So this guy is Zane, I think it's Asgard or Ashar, not sure how to pronounce that last name, but anyways, his name's Zane. He's from the year, or at least lives in the year 2549. Basically, he is from the future. He's all about creating these nanobots and cloning actual ants. So he's not, so you can kind of see like the futuristic difference between regular Ant-Man and now this Ant-Man that we have from the future. And these nanobots pretty much can do anything. They can build anything. He uses them to create discs. Kind of something you've seen like with Magneto. He'll create like metal disc that he can fly on or whatnot. Or before he could really fly, he had to use that metal disc in the comics. And yeah, so he's got these nano ant swarms, which that sounds very tech to me, if you're being honest. And also he uses the creations to basically fight capitalism, or paleo capitalism and disaster opportunities as the Ant-Man. So basically, he's from the future and his world is dying. So he's using his gear to basically make the world a better place, which is pretty cool if you ask me. And yeah, so he helps people all around the world. He even helps them. Basically, crops are dying in that year in the future, and then he uses his ants to kind of repopulate. However, though, what basically happens with his ants is that they lack generations of evolved instinct. So kind of interesting that he's not perfected. He's kind of a scientist, but he's not a perfect scientist, which I find kind of cool, you know. Hank Pym, who the original Ant-Man, was kind of that same way. He was a good scientist, but he wasn't a perfect one. He created Ultron, and basically every fault that he had in his life went to Ultron, basically, because Ultron is a copy of him. And it's just kind of cool that that all comes from not being an imperfect person, because, you know, we all are. And basically, future Ant-Man's first appearance is in Ant-Man 4 from last year, and it was basically him traveling across time to find the other Ant-Mans and fight a altered timeline, like Ultron, but he like aged up rapidly into the future, so he became like an all-father Ultron, and so he had to combine all of the Ant-Mans, so, you know, Hank, Scott, and Eric, and so with Zane creates the 4 Ant-Mans, and they basically all fought and helped, you know, defeat this timeline monstrosity of Ultron. So yeah, it was pretty exciting stuff. And there he is unmasked. Yeah, you can see him on the bottom right where he's unmasked. But yeah, these are the 2 characters coming to the game. Should be a pretty exciting month. I mean, it's an MCU crossover, it's a comic crossover, and there's lots to discuss. Actually, there's more, but just wanted to talk about these 2 characters and get you up to speed. And you can kind of see that disc right there on the bottom right where he's using it. So, you know, he could, you know, use those nanobots and create, you know, obviously, you know, like Stark Tech's armor, you know, Iron Man Infinity War, his nanotech armor kind of work where he creates that giant blaster. Can kind of be the similar case with his ants, can create things. I'm very excited to see how it works in game. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been fun discussing the 2 characters coming to the game. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time, and yeah, peace out, everybody.